Marvel Rivals, been called a lot of things, but I'm going to be giving you guys my final prediction and my honest thoughts about how the game is going to perform here. And let's just cut straight to the chase. Marvel Rivals is the true sequel to the hero shooter genre. They are more of a sequel to Overwatch 1 than Overwatch 2 is, which is incredible to say because Overwatch 2 has not captured the depth of Overwatch 1. It didn't innovate on the first game at all. In fact, it actually took systems away that unfortunately they had to spend time rebuilding that have been rebuilt for the most part now. But even then, in the head-to-head, if you're to look at features and you know, what would define a sequel in the hero shooter genre, Marvel Rivals fits that bill more than Overwatch has, which is incredible to say. And that's not me taking a shot at Overwatch, but we have to accurately lay out what both of these games are bringing to the table. And there is one big misconception out there. At the end of the day, the winner is the consumer. We, the consumer, for the first time in really 6 years, are going to be winning in the hero shooter, arena shooter genre space. Let's talk about what this game has. Obviously, it's been coming out with a ton of new hero trailers, from Black Widow, who actually looks like she might be better balanced, Hawkeye, which is like a Genji Hanzo clone, Black Panther, Iron Fist. The list goes on of how Marvel and the NetEase developer team brilliantly captured and built off the idea of a hero shooter in the Marvel-verse. The way these abilities function, they're more outside of the box than Overwatch abilities. And you know, that's one reason why I say it's a sequel. When the hero designs, like Loki's clones, so many clones and shooting where you're shooting. Like, there hasn't been an ability like that in Overwatch. The amount of heroes in the game at launch is around the same that Overwatch has right now. Now, they do need to add more tank heroes and more support heroes over time, and I hope they do prioritize that. But they've captured depth and unique design brilliantly and really leaned into each Marvel character's personality in a brilliant way. Loki being a trickster. You feel like a trickster when you play him. Black Panther, a DPS doofus Genji hybrid who is so much fun to play and combo with. Spider-Man, the insane flanker. Iron Fist, another brawly melee character. Hawkeye, again, being like that Hanzo Genji. They captured these heroes brilliantly. And to anybody out there who is doubtful because of the third person, just try and play. I never liked third-person games, but after playing an hour of Marvel Rivals, I was instantly hooked and fell in love with the universe. It was great. The ambiance, the gameplay loop, the way it felt to play, it was addicting. It felt like Overwatch 1. It captured something that you've not been able to feel in Overwatch 2, because unfortunately for Overwatch 2, it continues to triple down on the idea of super tanks. And the same things that have taken Overwatch away from the original Game of the Year winning core game. Marvel built on that original model and expanded it. That's just from the gameplay side. So the gameplay's there. Let's look at the features. Clan system, hero bans in the game, in ranked, tournament systems as well, a replay viewer, and a cast of hundreds of characters to tap into where they're taking community polls and doing very, very fast, almost aggressive Dota 2-esque game balance. All the things that Blizzard has whiffed on over the years, have been mediocre at best on over the years. Now, this game probably will have its set of problems, I'm sure. But at least from what I've seen so far, they've tackled them very quickly. Not to mention, a lot of people were throwing shade on them, saying, oh, well, the heroes are going to be paid. It's going to be a gotcha game, any of this stuff. They announced that every hero in the future is going to be free for everyone to play. Brilliant. Brilliant. They've done everything right. So if you want my prediction for what Marvel Rivals is, it's the first real Overwatch competitor. I don't know how much of the Overwatch player base it's going to take. There are more players unsatisfied with Overwatch as an IP now than really ever before. And that's not even necessarily because of the PvE fumble. It really is super tanks. And frankly, Overwatch 2 stripped away hero identity. Hanzo does not play the same anymore. You can't really play him, right? You can't split tanks. Doomfist is now a tank. Genji has a wet noodle for an ultimate, right? The eliminations per 1,000 damage done are record low. Like, I had games today where I had 7,000 damage with 7 limbs in high rank. That's not fun. That's just double shield. Instead of addressing the Giga Sustain issues in Overwatch and addressing the problematic designs, Blizzard has done nothing but run from these problems for years, changing formats twice to escape horrible metas that their design team never sat down and tried to accurately address. They added more and more characters that cheated the original foundation, the original rules of the game that made it have so much depth, be so approachable, and be so much fun. And now, the original game that we all fell in love with those rules in particular, i.e. no super tanks, heroes all had downtime. Overwatch is tripling down on that model. It's got a chat ban system that makes the game super unapproachable from a competitive standpoint. I have players in my chat coming to me saying, yo, we're getting banned for defending people slurring us, because the kids who slur and stuff, they just get on all the accounts anyway, but the people who flame them back are getting banned from a very, very predatory chat ban system. Marvel really does have a perfect storm to take a chunk here and go head-to-head with Overwatch for the first time. This is the first game that in genre will be able to go head-to-head with Overwatch. And it's so great for all of us at home because everybody wins this way. What people have to understand, whether you're an Overwatch fan or you're a Marvel fan, whatever side in this, I guess, game war you're going to take, at the end of the day, for the first time, the consumer is going to start winning. And that's a great feeling because we're going to have options. If one game season is bad, then we can switch to the other. Or if one season's great, we can play it here. We have variety. We have options. What I want everyone at home to take is that all of us finally are going to start winning. So what's my prediction for Marvel Rivals as they finally start dropping all these amazing skins, new hero trailers, the whole shebang? This game is going to be big. How big? I don't know. But I think it will be as big as Overwatch 1. 100%. This game will be as big as Overwatch 1. And it has something that Overwatch does not have. It has hope. It has hope. I've been in the Overwatch scene from the very beginning. And it's very, very clear that the space is helpless. It's just helpless. It's not going anywhere. There's no big dream for what Overwatch can be. There's no big bang. They burned that trust with Overwatch 2. And the PvP is now significantly worse and way more boring and way less replayable. But Marvel, they have hope. They've got the most popular storylines ever written in the world backing their game with a franchise that has far more reach than Overwatch does. And that's no fault of Overwatch. Marvel's just huge. It's been around for hundreds of years. About 100 years, I think. And for the first time ever, really, in the Marvel, I guess there are some Marvel games that are big, but this is their first time branching into this space. And they can make waves with this, with all the different fandoms they can tap into. The more heroes they add as well, it's going to be a better game for content creation because they're able to put out more content than Blizzard can. That's going to be very attractive to a lot of content creators, including myself. It's a fresh start, a chance to learn with a long list of content and updates and different things that can come out that's going to make it really appealing for content creators to get involved. Guys, I saw Valorant come out, and I told you, it's not going to compete with Overwatch. It might take some players and people, especially esports people, ended up going over there. But it's not really Overwatch. It's a completely different game. Like, it scratches a different itch. Gundam Evolution came out, and I said, this game's bad. It's not going to do anything. Visually, it's just not there, and that's okay. But Marvel Rivals, this game is it, guys. This is it. This is the new era. They have pioneered and reinvented the wheel in the hero shooter space. They need to add the global regen passive. If they do that, the game will be great. It's back in open queue. You can kind of flex queue. And open queue might have its problems, but my big prediction is that Overwatch will eventually go back to open queue because Marvel is going to take a lot of players. It's going to make queue times even worse in role queue, and they'll deem it not sustainable. That's my guess. And I'm so excited to see it. I'm so excited to see the change and innovation that this game brings. Because now that there's real competition, both Blizzard and NetEase are going to innovate against each other. And I am just here for the spectacle, and I'm here to frickin' game. So let me make this clear. My prediction for Marvel Rivals is it's not just going to take a small chunk of Overwatch players. It's going to take a sizable chunk of Overwatch players. And if they keep this progress and this momentum up the next 6 months, you're looking at another tier 1 game. Lord knows what these guys could do with all these characters. The team-ups, I didn't even mention the team-ups. They leaned into synergy while Blizzard ran away from it. Marvel embraces what makes hero shooters fun while Blizzard shunned it. And creators in the Overwatch space also shunned it. Though I think that's a lot of that is a bit of trying to appease Blizzard and look good in their eyes for some people, not for a lot of people though. I think like people like Frito make good opinions on speaking their mind, different stuff like that. But I've seen some bad takes outside of my friend group that are just ludicrous, where it's like people play the hero shooter genre for the heroes. If you limit hero identity instead of building on it and building on synergies, you're giving people less reason to play the game. And this is an easy mistake to make. It's easy to fall into because you think you're like, okay, let's make this game simpler since it's more approachable to people. But the reality is the opposite happens, where you want more depth because people come to these genres looking for depth. If they wanted simple, they would go play Call of Duty. But the hero shooter genre, it's not a McDonald's. It's a steakhouse. And so you need to learn how to make better steak, not cook McDonald's to your meals. Overwatch 2 is McDonald's, while Overwatch 1 was a steakhouse. Marvel Rivals, it was inspired by that steakhouse and built a goddamn buffet of Michelin star chef steaks on the table. Gordon Ramsay approved. They lean into it while Blizzard runs away from it and tries to make the game easier, tries to make the game simpler. But that's not why people play hero shooters. They play it for the unique characters. They play it for the synergy. They play it for the depth, the big moments. And while Overwatch 2 has shied away from all of these things, Marvel Rivals leaned into all of them and doubled down. So my prediction, this is bold, call me crazy. Marvel Rivals will overtake Overwatch as the prominent hero shooter, at least for a short time. I think Overwatch will bounce back. I don't think Marvel Rivals is better than peak Overwatch 1, but it certainly is better than peak Overwatch 2. So what do you guys think? Do you think Marvel Rivals is going to give Overwatch 2 a run for its money? I do. I'm switching this channel over 100%. I'm sold after playing it. It's so much fun. We'll probably be bouncing back and forth between Overwatch and Marvel depending on what's coming out. But, man, I'm so excited for this game. It's a whole new era, a whole new journey, and these devs are actually getting it right. So thank you all so much for watching. If you're not on the Marvel Rivals train, I cannot encourage you guys to try this game enough. You will fall in love with it just like you fell in love with Overwatch 1. Thank you guys so much. Catch y'all next time. Take care. Much love. Peace out. See ya.